Welcome back to another EPI video. Today is December 19th, 2024. It's a month after the election in which it was close, but Donald Trump won a very commanding victory. He won the popular vote for a Republican for the first time in 20 years and had the biggest electoral college win for a Republican since 1988. So if you are denying that, you really are just in denial. We have to accept the facts, and that is a fact that both of those are facts. And so what I want to do is finally see, just how accurate was the Election Prediction Institute, now that all the results are in. I mean, I really have still seen, it's crazy, I've still seen things updating for Kamala Harris and Donald Trump a tiny bit over here. I don't know what it is. They're not still counting ballots, but yes. So now that the results are finalized, at least I'd hope so, I'm going to take a look and see just how I did. So first of all, let's start with the House. This is my final House prediction video. And as you can see, I predicted Republicans would win 219 seats. And in the real results, they won 220. So I have to be honest, I'm very proud of my House prediction because it was one seat off. And I really, really achieved my goal there. Put a lot of work into that House prediction. And you look at all these states, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, I predicted all right, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Oregon, all these states with swing places in them. Of course, there were a few that I missed, but I was one seat off, and I'm very proud of that. And that is the track record you can leave. We're not going to do individual things, because I didn't have an individual of the exact prediction I gave, despite the fact of what ranking it was in. So if it was tilt, it was under 2. And you can just rewatch the video and see. But I'm very proud of how accurate my House prediction was. And I hope you'll trust me more because it was a very good prediction. I'm just being honest here. The governor's race. The governor's races were not terribly hard to predict. I got all of them right. I'm very proud, even though Kelly Ayotte won by a lot more than I thought she would. But I still got them all right, so I'm definitely proud of getting these right, and it was fun to predict them. So there's that for you. I guess now we'll head on to the Senate races. So for the Senate races, I predicted Republicans would get 52 seats. They got 53, so I only got one seat wrong in all of the seats that were up for election, and I believe there were 34 seats up for election. So I definitely am proud of that. All I got wrong was Pennsylvania. And it was the tightest race of all the Senate races. McCormick Pulitzer Prize there. You can look at my exact things. Cruz won by a couple points more than I thought he would, but at least I predicted him over 5. My only bad miss was I predicted Scott would win by 6, and he won by 13. So that was definitely... Republicans have literally surprised every time in Florida about their huge gains, and I guess that's just something that happened. Sheehy was just almost spot on. Proud of that. Moreno, I did underestimate him a few points, but I did predict the victory. I did not buy that Sherrod Brown could pull it away. This was still close to the margin here in Pennsylvania. It's just that McCormick pulled it off. It was a surprising thing, and yeah. If you look at Michigan, again, pretty close to the margin. Slotkin held on by the skin of her teeth. It was closer than expected by a lot of people, even me, of course. And then you look at Wisconsin, too. That was under a point. So I was about a point off there. But, yeah, I'm proud of how I did in the Rust Belt because I predicted them, and they were about a point off. Roslyn, that was about 2 points off. So, okay. And, that was closer than expected. There was these polls that had Sam Brown down 18. He was down 1. I knew those polls were garbage. Or that had Lake down 15. I predicted Gallego to win by 3.5. He won by 2.5. I mean, that was those polls that had about 15 just ridiculous. We always knew that the people just didn't know where the candidates were, and they'd vote for them once they actually saw them on the ballot. That's a lesson learned from here. The Senate lesson I learned, not that I got it wrong, but I was more proven right, is that, yes, the president affects that place. The president affects the other races, and it doesn't happen the other way around. So we can see that there. And then in Nebraska, Fisher was up 9.3, and she won by almost 7. So definitely an okay prediction there. So I definitely think I did a pretty good job on the Senate. Only got one seat wrong, and that definitely is good. So I'm happy. The president, definitely I predicted it right. I did miss 2 states. It was not a perfect prediction, I'll admit that. It was a good prediction, it just wasn't a great prediction. So there is that. But if you look at this, you see Georgia was close, that was only a point off. Pennsylvania 2, North Carolina 2, and I'm proud of how I predicted these correctly for Trump. Wisconsin was only a point off too. It's just it was too close, and I shouldn't have predicted it for Harris, so that was wrong. This was 2 points off, but that was a surprise to a lot of people, and I was just one of the ones that didn't see it coming. Trump winning Michigan. Nevada, he won by like 2.5 more. He really accelerated those trends, and I should have paid even more attention to the early voting and those trends, and little less to the polls in a place like Nevada, where it was a myth that they were overestimating Republicans, because those things, the early voting data and just geographical trends, looked really good for Donald Trump. Arizona's probably my only one where I'm disappointed, because he won by so much, like 5.5. Like, that was not many people saw that coming. That was his best state. Like Arizona, there's a potential to move it away from swing state, because he just won it by so much. In this partisan era, if you're winning something by 5.5, that's a really good sign for you. So, that was the only one where I was like, yeah, I didn't really, like, these 2 obviously got incorrectly, but that's the only one where, like, it was not a good prediction. These were meh predictions. These were good predictions. This was not a good prediction. He won by a lot more. That's my only swing state. But otherwise, I'm still proud. It was definitely a good presidential election prediction. Look, I got the presidency, Senate, House, and governor right. I also got the closeness right, in terms of like the fact that Pennsylvania would be the one he'd win by the most in the Rust Belt, though Wisconsin did vote to the left of Michigan, which I didn't expect. But just a very interesting place to be, for both parties right now. Republicans definitely very happy with their trifecta and also the Supreme Court. Democrats, well, they probably have some soul searching to do in order to win the next time. And we'll have a lot of future videos about elections that are upcoming and many other interesting things, alt history videos. It's going to be awesome. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like this video down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and ring that bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Thank you so much for watching. EPI out.